any sorts of resources to work on it. Thanks for joining us, guys. We've got a good crowd starting to form here. As you can see, we're queued up and competitive. We got 7 people watching, so that's like halfway to a match if all of you guys were to queue up. But, you know, maybe you guys are just here for the Minesweeper. I'd say it's a distinct possibility. Oh, what am I doing? I'm playing so hot right now, ladies and gentlemen. We'll get this together. We'll get it together. I should do a Steam announcement, all those things. But you know, I want to play some Minesweeper, so. Oh, what am I doing? I actually made some coffee not too long ago. I might need more coffee. Wow. That last one actually said that my score was really good. I say as I just make mistakes out of the gates. It's just not... I'm still catching up, ladies and gentlemen. I haven't been playing games for a bit. Coming back from vacation. Got a little bit of Dota in this morning. But still kind of rusty. Ugh. Still kind of rusty. If you guys got any questions, drop them off in the chat. We're going to be doing another episode of Two Forks soon. That's our new podcast. It's certainly a little lengthy, but I suggest checking it out if you haven't yet. I feel like we had a pretty good discussion about weapon bans and stuff. I watched some other content that was out there afterwards. People responding, kind of like, "Oh, you should have taken Sideshow's opinion into factor more, and you should have, you know, had more concrete examples of some of the weapons that we're talking about." And I feel like a lot of those attempts at discussions are still just really kind of based in just kind of like a made-believe land, you know? Oh, what am I doing? Where these things like aren't really tested, but people are just like, "Oh, this is obvious. This is obvious if you give the soda popper to the scout, he's just gonna like jump around, and you know, like unless you run shotgun heavy, then there's just like no counter, so it's OP." And it's like, what? Like you just said, like while you were saying that if you run shotgun soldier, you're gonna do better against it. So it's like, you know, in the midst of these conversations, these people are like acknowledging that there's just like different circumstances. Viking Ace asking, what do I think about the sketch check situation, and do I forgive him? Fuck no, I don't forgive him. I think that that's like a really scumbaggy thing to do. I mean, like, I don't really think that there's much worse in the world than like faking your own death. Yeah, you know, like there's no kind of like excuse for that. It's just like as simple as that. Like, I'm glad the kid's alive, you know, like let's put it that way. Never watched his content. You know, to be honest, I don't watch a lot of their TF2ers that are kind of like that sort of style, I guess you would say. I like to watch competitive TF2, so I watch pro players or I watch matches. But, you know, as some sort of video gamer content dude, like it's just completely douchey. And I haven't even really followed some of the scandal afterwards because it just seems ridiculous, and I don't even want to give the guy any sort of attention for it. I thought I saw something about where he was like, well, after I decided to reveal that I wasn't dead, then I planned this ARG for it because I thought that'd be fun. And it's just like, you just, I don't know, it's just fucking clueless. Like, obviously this guy is a kid, you know, and I'm glad that he's a little older now and has realized like, oh, maybe that was like a shitty thing to do to people. But then again, like as he's realized that that was a shitty thing to do to people, he's not really like, oh yeah, well, I guess it was shitty how I like abused people who cared about me, even though I was, you know, because I was done with my YouTube career. But guess what? I'm back. Watch my videos, you know. So fuck that shit. I'm still here. And we, oh my god, we jamming. I forgot your name, whoever was asking about the Sketchix situation, but let me know what you think of that response. Oh no, what's going on? 73 seconds, damn it. Could have done so much better. Yeah, and certainly, yeah, he was younger, and he's older now. And I think people like might have been onto it that he wasn't dead. You know, like it seemed like there was a Twitter account that was made February 2016. That's the Twitter account that he came back on. So it's kind of odd because it seems like, you know, he might have just been wanting to like reveal himself again, you know, at some point. Like otherwise, why would he have like registered that Twitter account like right, you know, I don't really know the timing. It's either right before it or right after. I just think it's a scummy thing to do, and I don't think he should be rewarded, you know, any sort of attention. But that's also general entertainment industry, right? Like if no publicity is, or there's no such thing as bad publicity, then, you know, him returning and people talking about it, like there's gonna be jackasses that like watch his videos, even though he apparently is kind of a scumbag for this. So I don't know, it's just, in some ways it just like doesn't really matter. There's other people, I guess, that I won't necessarily talk about by name, but there's other people I feel who've done kind of somewhat similar, kind of just like lame, sketchy things, and people just kind of move on, you know, so fuck. Yeah. Jeez. That wasn't a very good start. All right, we got 11 people in chat now, so that should mean that we're just one away, right? Everybody queued up? Everybody queued up? I don't think so, but... yeah. Lucky guess. See, I got a text message from one of you lovely folks. 1 second. We're getting close on this one. Oh my god. Ooh, that was a big guess. Oh, what? Oh, what? Oh, no. Oh, that was... Oh, gosh. Yeah, Viking Ace saying there's far worse people that did awful things to other people and harm them in real life. Yeah, and that's definitely true, you know, and... in my book, other people's actions don't really kind of... What other people have gotten away with doesn't change, you know, any sort of valuation on your own actions or the actions that we're looking at. So, Yeah, there's been some other kind of scummy-ish people in the community, you know, and I think, you know, fuck them all, you know, like they should all be, you know, I say sort of excluded, but, you know, obviously that's not like a hard, you know, just like, kick them out of everything. There's only so much you can do anyways. It's just sort of lame when people can work their way back in and kind of pretend themselves into fashion. I'm not sure what you mean by being mad at people who think the internet is a safe space. I mean, I recently had a conversation with someone where I felt like that they were basically victim blaming. And it's true, the internet, you know, in some ways is not a safe space, and in some ways, you know, it is this wild, wild west or whatever. At the same time, just because something is kind of unsecured, like, that doesn't mean that you should just be like, suck it up and deal with it, you know? It's like, we can try to change our world for the better, you know? There's, in other aspects, you know, of kind of like talking about like bullying and, you know, fighting game culture, you know, for example, and people are like, suck it all, you know, and it's just like, well, like, no, you know, like, we don't want to deal with that, like, we don't have to deal with that, like, we can create systems where there's like punishments for people that, you know, misbehave or are complete assholes, you know, and I think that in some sense there was some movement towards some of that stuff in the TF2 community. I'm not quite sure what happened with it. I'm not really a league admin, you know, so it's not my complete realm. But if I see somebody, you know, doing shitty behavior, like, I'm gonna call them out on it. You know, even if it's not directed to me, because I want to see our scene get better and improve and be taken seriously. And if people are going around using slurs or just being complete jackasses during games, then you know, that ruins our look, that ruins our potential for growth. So, you know, I try to stand up to that stuff. You know, if I'm broadcasting a game and somebody says something, I've reached out to team captain before. Yeah, and it's certainly unfortunate, you know, that he's had some struggles, you know, and hats off. And it's like, I don't really care, you know, if anybody else wants to forgive him and watch his content, you know, it's whatever. Everybody, you know, kind of is offended by things differently or has different standards for people's behavior. And certainly if he's fighting depression and stuff, like, that stuff is serious, and but, you know, it's still kind of like, I can't just completely let that behavior slide, you know. Forgive sometimes is like a strong word, you know. I don't forgive him for what he did, but I don't care too much. Shit. Okay, that worked. Like, certainly other people in the community that I'm like, what you did is not cool, and I really don't appreciate it. Okay. I think we got 3 finishes under 80 seconds, so that's a plus. We're starting to jam for sure. Ah. Oh, I hear you on that, Viking Ace. Yeah, like, that's another really good example of just like, oh yeah, I scammed all these people, but you know, I was struggling, and I just, like, that was the only way that I was finding happiness. It's just like, okay, well, you know, like, you're still a piece of shit. Full honesty, I feel like one of my hats might have been ripped off by the person who gave it to me. which is unfortunate. But you know, it's like I don't even know what I don't know where it came from. I think I tried to look into it once, but it was like a kind of an XTV affiliated guy that was not. All right, cheers, Viking. It's like an XT8V affiliated guy that scammed some people and deleted his account later. But you know, at some point he had given me a unusual. I see another message, but 1 second. Ah! Fuck. You know, I sort of forget exactly what the ambi changes were. And I want to say that, I don't know. It's tough to know what's going on with Valve. Actually, it was a pretty good open and start on that one. Was another good start, but got a little hyped out. Just didn't like it. Damn. Ah. How long have we been waiting for competitive? About 23 minutes. I think this is going to be my new thing, by the way. Logging into TF2, starting my stream, queuing up for competitive, and then playing Minesweeper. Somebody's got to populate this shit. Oh, nice, Viking Ace. My my phone is foobarred right now. I went for a little ocean swim with it, and yeah, it's still kind of in recovery mode. Ah. I don't know if I have a time limit on how how much we're gonna wait for this. I would like to play a game. Maybe we'll just go into competitive or casual mode and dunk on some kids after a certain amount of time. Because I would like to get some like SCO res practice, pick up SCO res again. Just play some TF2, you know. Life's hard. Life can be so hard. Oh, dude. The top area might be kind of tricky. Ah. Viking Ace, did you ever play Arena Respawn? Arena Respawn is still kind of one of my faves. Ah. It's a good start. Again. Hey, what's up, Nuke? No, I don't think Arena Respawn is a thing anymore. So, like, here's the deal with Arena Respawn. The group that was behind it, Pro Battle League, is still out there, and they're still trying to make things happen. They really bungled how the TF2 rollout and how everything that they wanted to do and that I wanted to do with them in Arena Respawn, they really screwed it up. The guy, Auk, who was the one that created Arena Respawn, I don't know, he kind of tried to relaunch it, but then again, when he tried to relaunch it, he tried to change it fairly significantly. And I felt like we were on the cusp of some like really cool stuff with Arena Respawn. And every time that I've tried to pick it up since then, I haven't really agreed with the changes. I did play one time where it was pretty funny because like somebody messaged me and they were like, "Hey, eXtine, do you want to play Arena Respawn?" I was like, "Fuck no." And then he was like, "Oh, well, there's just a group of kids and they're trying to kind of like get it going again, and they want to make some changes and adjust the mod." And I was like, "Okay, I'm interested, you know, I'm intrigued." And so I show up and we play, and they'd made like one major change, which was when you're standing on the point trying to capture it, you wouldn't be marked for death. And that was a really good improvement, you know. But then, like, we wrapped up, and then just everything that they said after, like, when we wrapped up, was just, like, completely contrarian to what, like, the goals of Arena Respawn were, and everything I saw about Arena Respawn that I thought made it, like, a strong contender for the future. You know, like, Arena Respawn, it's like... Originally, it was the no class limits, the open whitelist. You know, these were the things that made it really cool and made it really stand out. And this one group in particular that was trying Arena Respawn again, after we played, they were like, oh yeah, then like we're thinking about putting like class limits and like allowing basically the sixes lineup. Like we're just gonna switch to 6 players because that's what everybody does. And then we're gonna put in a bunch of item bans. And it was just like, you know, to control the gameplay. I was just like, ah man, dude, like you guys are missing the point like once again. So that was just that was disappointing. I mean, I really felt like we were on the cusp of some cool stuff with Arena Respawn and how we were playing it, how teams had to adjust, how we had class bans. I was really enjoying it, but unfortunately it fizzled out. And it seemed like, you know, people were enjoying it as well. But I mean, I think that is just this thing where it's like there are a lot of people that are looking for TF2 that feels different from 6v6, you know. But a lot of those people might have moved on to ProLander, which certainly tries to capture a lot of the same things that Arena Respawn was trying to do. Okay, so we've been queued up for 30 minutes in competitive matchmaking. It's not quite a full shift yet. I think we could give it 45 minutes, and then at 45 minutes we throw in the towel, and we leave up this whole VOD of 45 minutes of waiting for competitive matchmaking while we play Minesweeper. Ah, shit. But you know, we're talking about things. Sketchic. One of the other reasons I really loved Arena Respawn is I felt like 12-person, like 12v12 Arena Respawn was the same as 5v5 Arena Respawn. And that's something that, you know, other formats like don't really have. You know, there could be, if there was a server that was like a 12, I don't know, yeah, it's tough. You could have a 9-person server that's all just Highlander classes and play class limit 1 on that, but you know, it's like that kind of destroys it, because part of what's exciting about ProLander is that you have you know, at least a little bit of class switching going on. So it's hard to replicate the ProLander experience with more than 7 people. Jesus, lucky guesses. Jesus. Oh, what's up? I see a couple messages. Oh yeah, Nuke. I think that was a top 10 clip with Arena Respawn. That sounds smart, Viking Ace. Learning to market garden under those circumstances, you know, that certainly would be a good opportunity to just keep going for it, right? My boy Lucrative was talking about a format where I think it was 5v5, and then it was Jesus, what am I doing? 5v5, and then Kritzkrieg only. Just like, that's intriguing. Nuke, you're talking about the Kritzkrieg only. Yeah, and I hear that like sentiment about not liking 6s because of stalemates. I sometimes feel like the stalemates of 6s are like really important, because that's like, when decisions are made, you know, of like strategical changes or just like taking some time to compose yourself and figure out how a push should happen. I mean, I think that there are some things where it's like, you know, we don't want the game to get way too stagnant. But something I talked about in the Two Forks episode is just like, you know, sometimes maybe it's the format's fault, you know, why things are unenjoyable. You know, I think that defensive games that are low scoring, you know, should be a possibility because it forces people to come up with creative offensive strategies and to take risks to actually get the point, you know. And some of these things, it's like we're opposed to them because it's just like, oh, like, you know, we play hour-long matches, and if we had heavies guarding the point at last the whole time and nobody scored any points, it'd just be so boring. It's like, well, maybe we don't need to play, like, hour-long maps, you know? Maybe, you know, right? That might be a little bit different of a scenario. That was a pretty good time. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? We got another little swarm of people joining us. Welcome to the party. We've been queued up for 36 minutes, give or take, into competitive matchmaking. I hope you join me. That was kind of it's kind of stuck, so I just kind of went for it. That was like an educated guess, I guess you might say. Jeez. Oh, okay. Whew. Hey, thanks, thanks the only FP. Cleavage Chenchi, I see you saying that the co-host in favor of removing Uber. Honestly, that must have slipped past me in him saying that. But I mean, that's an interesting idea. The mode that he was talking about was one of the modes that he was talking about was just kind of a casual mode where you just say, okay, yeah, no crits creek or crits creek only. I think that if the Uber's interesting because it is, you know, such a key aspect of TF2, you know, and it has been utilized to, you know, break through stalemates and stuff. But, you know, we've also started to get other kind of tools. It would be interesting to see, you know, a game series where basically every other medigun was allowed, and to see what happens, you know. People certainly would be using Vaccinator Quick Fix. Oops. Jeez. That was too much luck. Yeah, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? We're getting a nice crowd here. Right when we're coming up on the 40-minute mark of being queued for competitive TF2. This is our reality. Just gonna have to make that guess sooner or later. If anything, the only FP, I feel like the competitive scene has misunderstood Valve. Like Valve's the boss in this situation. Valve is the daddy. Valve is driving the car. So I don't think that they've. I mean, if anything, like, I think that they have a better understanding than the competitive scene does. And just in terms of what they view the long-term future of the game is, of the competitive scene, what they want to see out of the competitive scene, and how they feel like that the competitive scene should orientate themselves. You know, we are playing this game that's very different from standard TF2, and you know, a lot of times when they try to make these changes and stuff, and all this stuff is like ancient, you know, it's like not new. It's like they've tried to make these changes, they've tried to accommodate, you know, what we want to do, but then they like do these changes and they like institute like what they think is cool, and the competitive community like just ignores it, you know. And to them, that's really basically 69 seconds. That's pretty good. We're playing fast today, boys. To them, it's kind of insulting. It's kind of insulting that the competitive community, you know, refuses to play their game and then demands balance changes based off of it. You know, us just being like, oh, the soda popper is broken, and they're like, okay, well, why? And they're like, because the scout can jump all over the place. And they're like, yeah. You know, like, we made that. And then we're like, yeah, it's broken. And they're like, well, you know, like, there's other options for the Natasha. Like, you use the Natasha to, like, slow the scout down, and then you might be able to, like, kill him. And then we're just like, oh, yeah, the Natasha's banned. And it's like, yeah, you know, like, they've added all of these, like, sort of counterplays to the classes. And instead of, like, utilizing the counterplays and trying to play the game in the state that it's in, instead we've really kind of shaped the game into its own state and exist outside of Valve. And so then because of that, you know, they're faced with, like, okay, do we balance this game towards the pub players that are actively playing it? Or do we, like, cater to this, like, 1% of players that, like, is basically playing a separate game, you know? So the solution's easy. You know, you cater to the 99% of players. You know, those are the players that are paying the bills. You know, the comp players, like, don't pay the bills. So it's really tough to justify balancing it around, you know, a game mode that's not really playing what the actual game is, you know. So in terms of, like, the matchmaking, you know, it's like they want to see what happens with, you know, two medics. You know, they want to see, like, okay, are we going to move into a two medic meta, you know, where it's just too strong, you know. Yeah, the classic. What class am I? Is that what you're asking, Dante? Yo soy jugar soldat, médico, poquito scout. Mi scout es muy malo. And when it comes to not including Highlander in the matchmaking mode, it's like player count. It's like all player count. You know, like, to get a 9-player matchmaking mode, you know, 18 people is just, like, insane. Like, 10v10 Dota takes forever, and Dota has such a huge player pool. If you're trying to get 18-player matches, it's just, like, not gonna work. And then as well, imagine you get into a game, you have, like, connection issues, and then you're like, oh, I'm fucking engineer. Which for me, I'd be like, I'm engineer! But, you know, some people would be really frustrated. And I think that the Highlander aspect, that's one of the problems of running Highlander class limit 1 in the competitive matchmaking. And basically as well, they like their competitive matchmaking, they want people to just be able to play whatever, you know. I think they did like sort of screw things up in regards to like the settings aspect of it, wanting to like limit people's capability to do I don't know, customizable stuff in it, and some of that stuff was certainly a turn off for the pro players. Maybe that's a case where you could say that they misunderstood, and certainly it's disappointing that, you know, it's not very populated. But again, it's kind of on the competitive community, you know. It's like we're like not participating. They gave us this thing, and again, we're just kind of sitting out like brats, being like, this isn't what we want, and because this isn't what we want, we're not gonna play it. People really need to populate the matchmaking, and it's only gonna come from us. Draysdale, I did see, yeah, what's up, Theo? Are you the Theo that came to Meatballs? Anyways, Draysdale, I actually saw that, what is that fucking game? Apex, or whatever that game that just came out. It makes people choose their classes one at a time. And something like that could actually be really good for competitive TF2, where as people join the server, you know, or maybe once there's 12 people in the server, then it kind of mixes things up, and basically players have to one by one choose a class. And you know, TF2 obviously, I don't know, TF2 is its own game, you know, so it's like, you know, you can switch classes. So if you can switch classes, you know, you're not really going to want to be stuck on one the whole time. It's also not like, say, Dirty Bomb, where Dirty Bomb was like, oh, you can take 3 classes into battle, you know, and when you load into the game, like, essentially it will show those choices to your teammates, you know. So in that scenario, it was cool because you could be like, oh, I see that we have a sniper, I see that we have like 3 people that can play medic, but we don't have any, you know, field ops guys. You know, I don't really want to play it. I have 2 other characters that I'm probably going to play, but I want to make sure that, you know, if we need to, you know, I could go field ops. So I like that system because it would give you a bit of a preview of what your teammates could do, but you would still be sort of like locked into some decision making. I don't know if anybody who's watching has tried that new VR game. Sounds like it has some cool things going on with it. Jesus. Oh my god. Oh my god. Ah. Yeah. I mean, I think that would be a good idea, FP, like, because you could see that, like, you know, okay, we got a medic, you know, we got three people that, you know, are rolling out with medic, or you have at least 2 people, you know, who can class switch to medic. And then you're like, okay, well, you know, I see that nobody's on demo. We might need a demo. It could be a good way to do it, especially if I think I was gonna say, you know, like if you're limited to, I would say class limits open, but then you're only you could choose like 3 classes. But, you know, again, that's sort of weird, because it's like, well, what if you need an engineer, you know, like, later? It's like, who's really going to be like, okay, I'm scout, and maybe I'll go spy, you know, and maybe I'll go engineer. because then what if you have to go sniper or whatever. So there's some fun thoughts on that for sure. Valve partnering with somebody, I mean, would be great, but again, like, Valve doesn't really want to be the kingmaker. That's something that they've kind of stressed beforehand, and I think that's a similar situation that they've taken with Dota, where it's like there are certain events and whatnot where, you know, Valve is like, oh yeah, like, these people are running this event, like, that's what we're going with. But I think they've always been scared of scared of just kind of handing a lot of third-party power over. TF2 Center is real cool, and maybe actually I should head over there and see what's poppin', see if we can get into a match. But, you know, TF2 Center is great, but, you know, the guy running at Master Noob, you know, only has so much interest in making upgrades. I mean, he's got his own life. He's probably got like a 6-year-old by now. I want to say he had a kid in like 2016, early 2016 maybe. You know, and Master Noob as well, he's a good guy, but he's a programmer, you know. He just kind of threw together TF2 Center on the side. I don't know how involved he is with it now, but he definitely didn't want to be a babysitter. You know, that's it. Yeah, I really would like to see, you know, Valve just very lightly commit to helping with events, you know. There's just this thing where it's just like, it takes resources to do this shit, you know, to like fly around the country to like different lands and stuff. And in some ways it's like not really all that hard, but, you know, it does take resources, and I don't think it would actually be like that much resources from Valve. So I mean, as well, that's what I would like to see from them. I would like to see them at least get somewhat involved in doing tournaments at LAN parties, you know, like whether it's big fucking money or not, you know. I think that, and that, I mean, that's still the thing where it's like, at this point, if they're really unhappy with the Sixes, and that Sixes is still just like taking so long to like come around, I wish that they would help with a you know, some sort of tournament, you know, to see if the matchmaking mode is good or what. But I don't know, I think they're still, you know, like worried about doing that format kingmaker, you know. And again, that's also why I've stressed to like Sixes players before, I'm like, I feel like you guys might get overrun by Prolander. Like, you're just gonna wake up one day and realize that like Sixes is dead, and the only mode that has a competitive future in TF2 is Prolander, you know. And it could happen where, you know, just all of a sudden there is a big money Valve tournament, and Valve's like, yeah, Prolander. You know, and if my feeling of it is just that if the Sixes community, I mean, they are in a great spot because they've done all this stuff, they have all this history, but it's just like, you could just get left in the dust if you're just not going to even try to adapt, you know? Prolander is 7s, and the class, yeah, there's no class limits. What classes you bring to the table certainly is kind of like tied into the meta and tied into the map. I always found it really interesting in Prolander, you know, kind of trying to figure out what classes we should drop and what classes we should run with. When I've casted Prolander, I've been hella critical of people that are too stationary on their classes, and I think that is really important, that you need to be varied. 1 second, let me finish this game and then I'll look at these comments again. So felt like there was something more specific about it I wanted to say. Ah, what am I doing? Yeah, I don't know if we need class limit 2 on Prolander. You know, I think class limit 1 is really good. I think that if you're doing 7s with open class limit, that's probably kind of wacky. You might as well just do at least try 6s first with open class limit. Some of the Prolander detractors are kind of silly because they're like, in the same breath that they kind of talk about how we've done all these experiments and that we've proven that 6s is great. Maybe not quite the same breath, but it's like, oh, we've worked up to 6s, and 6s is you know, the conclusion that supposedly we've reached. And then Sigafu's like, well, you know, blah 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 blah. You know, here's all these things that like I feel like are issues in that Prolander addresses. And people are just like, well, yeah, but like, why don't you just do it with 6 people? And it's just like, well, did you miss the part where like we did that? Like we tried it. Like Sigafu and other people did try class limit 1 with 6 players, and it just doesn't flow quite the same, you know. So FP, like, here's the thing with 7s though, it's like it works way better. Like the item bans, or the items are like less disruptive because there's more people in the game. You know, there's other classes that are on the field. So I think, you know, and then there's also, you got, you know, Sigafu doesn't like 5 CP, but the other game modes of TF2 are represented in Prolander. And so in that sense, I think it's closer to, you know, Valve's vision in terms of utilizing more classes. The pick bans, Sigafu was doing item bans, and I find that interesting, but it also is in this, I think it's in this place where the players in the fans might not really know enough to really break down and do, you know, good bans that are compelling and change the game. And that is a bit of a stretch to say that, but like we have had games where as a commentator, you know, I feel like I've been able to hype up what they've banned and stuff, and that it's pretty interesting. But I feel like we just need to run like without bans a little bit longer so that teams would know what to ban more. It's kind of a time-consuming process, not really all that long, but I think at the lower levels of Prolander, it's just not needed right now. It'd be cool to see it later, though. Jeez. Jeez. I mean, that is sort of what I feel in some ways, FP, that 7s is better because it's less restrictive in regards to items, as well as like there is some mathematical truth that you would have more variability of classes in 6s. Sixes with the way that the limits work and the abilities to play different classes. But I think that once you really, you know, have all the items allowed, then that does give Prolander maybe a slight advantage in like what really is different, because there's more, in some ways there's technically more variations possible in 6s, but if the majority of the gameplay is always like the same standard setups, then it's like the potential for more variability is there, but it just doesn't exist. Something else that I wanted to say about that, but give me just a second. I want to look at the comments again before I start rambling. I think it's almost time for us to switch off this competitive matchmaking. Ah, shit. Okay, yeah. I was going to respond to Theo. You said, could a Sixes team like Froyo just run the Sixes setup with an extra medic? Sevens is class limit 1. I'm sorry if I wasn't clear with that to you, Theo. If we were playing Sixes with matchmaking, then honestly, like, Banny is like out there, like, and he wants some team to like come at Froyo Tech and bring 2 medics and beat Froyo Tech. You know, he would like to see it, and I think it would be interesting to see. I'm not sure if anything is really like happening on that front of like getting a team to challenge Banny like in a no class limit matchmaking rule set. And as far as I know, nobody's thinking about taking him up on that challenge, which is definitely too unfortunate. I had some conversations with Sigafu, where he was kind of talking about maybe putting together an event. There was some rumblings about it, but I think Sigafu's just kind of sidetracked with the season. Yeah, man. What do you think, guys? What do you think we should do right now? Man, I want coffee. I have an energy drink, but I'm probably gonna stream some more like late tonight. So I'll save that for then. Trying to go fast. You know what, FP? I doubt it. I seriously doubt it. I used to like Flame Hub though, for sure. I want to say maybe there was somebody who was like doing one that was kind of similar, but also it's been so long that I can't even like picture what Flame HUD looks like. I was using, maybe I still am, Raise Fire HUD, because Raise Fire is pretty tight. Ah, fuck. I think there was a little bit when somebody was updating Flame HUD, but I think there's just been too many like new elements added and stuff. That was pretty crazy guessing, by the way. I'm gonna have to guess on the bottom corner. Oh, what's up, Hojin? Yeah. All right. That was like a good one. Let's get one more. I know that was so close. That was a 69-second 50-50. Let's get one more finish, or at least one more like really good stab at it. And then we'll switch it up. Why don't you guys let me know in chat what you guys might want to see next. If you guys want to see just pub TF2, I can also at least just see what's out there right now real quick in terms of pickup games. If you guys do want to see some kind of competitive oriented gameplay, but if we do find some pugs, I'm pretty bad. I might have to play medic. Jesus. Ah. Some pubs? Okay. That's one vote for pubs. Pubs sounds pretty fun. Go like Sco Res, just mess around. It's been so long since I played TF2 as well. I'm like hella rusty, so honestly, playing pubs is probably good for me. Jeez. Ah. Okay. I swear, one more good one. Plus, we've been like queued up for competitive for an hour, so that's like an accomplishment. We did something today. Ah. Fuck. It is how they get you. Especially that one. Like, I felt like I was accelerating. I felt like I had a pretty good start. And it was giving me like a 71-second estimate. Alright, this is the one, guys. Ooh, that was close. Lucky guess. Ah, rubbish. Rubbish. It's a good one. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I can't believe I gushed through that. That's a good question. FP. I mean, I'm not the biggest TF2 YouTuber. I left TF2 for a while. It's interesting because I think in some ways, like, in some ways, like, there were some positive outcomes from it. I think that's probably a better way to put it than to say, like, oh, it was good that they left. Because I don't really think that, but, you know, it did, like, provide opportunities for other people to step into the scene. And then also, like, because there was people that were like, oh, like, I like that content, and I'm, like, disappointed that you're, like, trying to take that content to another game. So I think there was people that had an opportunity, and then, you know, some of those guys have come back to TF2, and I think that that's, you know, and I think that that's good. Yeah, Dane probably grew massively because of it, right? Because he's, like, pretty similar style. I mean, TF2 on YouTube is still, like, a big deal. Like, me less so. But other people, you know, like, there's still just hella TF2 YouTubers that, you know, are getting traction. We're still playing Minesweeper. Only hear from the left ear. Let me know if let me know if anybody else has that problem. Anybody else have that problem? You know, it's hard for me to step away from the Minesweeper. Okay, let me... I think I know how to fix that. I think I can fix that. Oh, okay. Thanks, guys. I'm using Streamlabs today. So, let me just, let me fix that. Oh, I'm an idiot. I could have seen that. Come on. Gosh. Yeah, what's up, Boomy? Unfortunately, I'm not sure if I can. Oh, never mind. Derp. Huh. Let's see. Is that, I don't think that does it, no. Gosh. There we go. Yes. Yes. Fixed it. All right, guys. We're gonna fucking cancel this queue. I'm sad. Sad. Casual. Let's do it. Are we fixed? Dang. Oh, look at that. We're in a match already. Oh, yeah, that's what I want. That's what I needed. down mix to mono. Mono. There we are, ladies and gentlemen. We are mono now. And let me get rid of Minesweeper. We'll see you later, bud. See you later, bud. I can queue for both, but I didn't want casual. I just wanted comp. And I don't know. Sometimes it doesn't. Oh, turbine. Yes. Sometimes I don't know. Sometimes when I'm in a casual game, it doesn't properly let me know that. Oh my God, this is my jam right here, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't properly let me know that it doesn't properly let me know that it doesn't properly let me know that I have a game found. Want a meme? Yeah. Awesome. Glad to hear the audio's better. Thanks for letting me know, guys. It's one of those things like I should have seen it. I should have noticed. Oh man, I kind of want to play as Demo Knight. Let's go. Dude, of course I want to meme. I want to fucking meme as Demo Knight. Demo Man. Turbine Scottish Resistance is so fucking nasty. I just have to watch out that I don't like shoot myself. Wow. Destroying my stickies. Oh, these kids are memeing. Oh, shit. Oh, the pipes, though! Wow. Hey, thanks, Tracidil. How's it going? Yow! Aren't you a big SCO-Res guy, Tracidil? Maybe I'm hallucinating. Is that somebody else? I don't know what's going on with these kids. I also have way too much shit going on with my computer. Let me try to kill some windows and get some better performance here. I think these kids are memeing. I don't know how I feel about that. Oh, awesome, Drazdal. A collector's one. Dude, you know I'm all about that SCO-Res. If I could, I would just play like SCO-Res all day. Ooh, Conqueror. I don't think you can have too much SCO-Res. It's perfect for... Whoa, what the hell? Aw, shit. How'd that go, Dre's? I feel like there is hella potential for SCO-Res in competitive. But, like, it is a gun that you need your whole team behind you. If your whole team is not with you in terms of like the concept, then it just like doesn't quite work. But you know, if it's like if your team's expecting you to do it and they're willing to play with you around it, then I feel like it's dope. Fuck, I don't have any stickies up top. There we go. set up for the combo. Oh. Haha. Does he see my stickies though? This is where we hold it down. Yeah, exactly, Dresdell. It only works when people buy into it. Because you need to play 100% different, but the way that you end up playing different, you know, is really good. Because you end up playing so defensive as the demo man, but if people play around it and give you time to or realize, you know, you need to go forward and back with things. Oh shit! 2 shots. Ah shit. Oh okay, we got it. We got it. We got it. Oh, and I got the ammo. I was paranoid. There's the ammo in this bitch. Oh, there's the ammo in this bitch. Come on, medic. Stand over there, medic. Oh. Oh no, the lags! I blame the lags. And where'd all the viewers go? Oh, snap! Lols. Well, we got this shit on lockdown. Oh no! Oh! Oh! Man! Man, my FPS is so bad. There we go, nice. At least I touched it. Yeah, maybe a little true, Brendan. I don't play it too much. Maybe that's my secret. But man, my FPS is pretty shitty right now. Oh, what's this that? Is that gonna help me out? Not really. TF2 is surprisingly diverse. There's a lot of different ways you can choose to play it, right? Ooh. I think it was a YouTube tab I closed, and now all of a sudden my FPS is a lot better. I'm not sure how long we're going to stay with Turbine, though. Me pasa por pendejo. Wow. Okay. That one okay? Okay. Oh! I don't know how long we can play Turbine though. We might just have to switch to some payload. I definitely follow TF2 and Dota. I also, probably my third game that I follow the most would be StarCraft. And then after StarCraft, I would say it'd be like Street Fighter. I watched some Street Fighter. I have a buddy that I play a lot of Street Fighter with, although we haven't had as much of a chance to play recently, so. StarCraft 2. Yeah, what's up, Jeffrey Bryce Music? How you doing, bud? I was just wondering about how you were doing. I saw in your tweets you had some like job prospects and stuff. Anything coming of that? StarCraft 2 for me. StarCraft 2. Yep. I did see the Deep Mine matches, and I thought they were sick as well. I was thinking about, like, I went out of town right after the Deep matches, Deep Mine matches, and they only cast, you know, some of the games. So I wanted to maybe cast some of the other ones. Like there was one where it did carriers that sounded interesting, and yeah, I just thought the whole thing with how it was running drones was really interesting. Running probes. I play Protoss. I play Zerg. Sorry. So that's why I'm like, where's this tracker thing, by the way? Yeah, yes. Start. Quinn. Okay. What's going on? Well, they have 0 stars. I got so many fat contacts. Blood money. Word. I've done a bit of StarCraft on my channel. You should tune in. I want to do some more, but not right now. Alright, we got another game going. Sorry, FB. I'm definitely gonna be trying to do more, kind of like a morning stream and then an evening stream. But you know, I'm also still doing a lot of kind of just getting myself set up correctly. So it's like I still need to kind of set my stream up. So I've been using the morning to do that a fair amount. Bro, get around the truck for Jesus. Hey, thanks FP. I'm glad you could join us, man. I'm tempted to go NG. I already have one, but I just love NG. Son of a bitch. Ah. I want that medic. Go soldier here. Yeah, welcome back. Yeah, Jeff, you should holler at me, man. I'm actually in Olympia right now, so what? Oh my god, shotgun. Shotgun, come on, shotgun. Come on, shotgun. Yeah, I'm actually in Olympia right now, and it's snowing like mad. I was gonna go. I think I missed my opportunity, but I was gonna go to Best Buy today and pick up a new webcam, so I have 2 cameras for. Whoa. Damn it. Yeah, I want 2 cameras so that I can do a better job with the cooking videos. 5 pick classes, 1 and 4 combat classes, and 3 support classes. That's not quite right. Not quite right. How come I didn't get my fucking contract, dude? I just activated that shit. Oh my god. Yeah. Oh, nice, Jeff. Well, you know, it's like more about having my own, right? But I got some tripods for it, so I'm pretty set. So I have some mic suggestions. On one hand, what I'm rocking is a Shure SM7B, and then I have that plugged into a ProSonus audio box, which is like a little 2-port audio mixer. Oh my god, there's just so many dudes here. Oh, I wanted that. And definitely that mic and everything about it works pretty well for me. But then again, on the other hand, you know, you have to get that. Oh, what a sweetheart. You have to get, you know, an audio mixer. So Another option would be the mod mic, which they've released a new wireless version. And I'm friends with the dudes. I'll admit that. We consider them sponsors of the Burnsiders. And well, the new wireless version is pretty tight. The other versions, really kind of the biggest qualm was the cables, and that you would have to kind of strap the cable to the other cables, and it was just kind of flopping around and getting in the way. But I would say that now that you can have this like wireless, the wireless is really cool. It sets up super easily. How come I didn't get my tracker shit? Yeah. I don't have to be on Mercenary Park. I don't know why it's not letting me. Oh, hey now. I should have gone Skill Res. Yeah, from Antlion, FP. So the wireless one is a little bit more expensive. They did an AMA and they offered a very good breakdown of why. And it is sort of just kind of the truth of things are expensive. Buff would have been nice, but hey. Oh. Yes! Oh my god, dude. Where did my fucking med go, though? Bro! Yeah, bro. Pop that shit, bro! Pop it! Nice, dude. Good job, bro. Maybe my contract is working, I just have it turned off. Oh, it's on the right. Medic's top left, I'm jumping up there. Oh, maybe not. Whoa, shit. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, today we are, oh, you know what, FP, that is on my to-do list, so thank you for reminding me. The Antlion audio guys are great. I just haven't messaged them to set up a referral link yet, which makes me an asshole. Oh, snap. Ah, shit. Jesus. Ah. Whiffed all my shots. Yeah, they're definitely a solid FP, and like I said, I really appreciate the craftsmanship of their wireless mic. It was plug and play. You can just tap it to mute it, and tap it to turn it back on, and then you just have to hold it for like really just like a half second, and it turns off. I'm surprised we're holding. Oh, shit. I wonder if the med got him, though. Doesn't seem like it. Think about... wonder if I should go like direct hit or something kind of similarly silly. Dude, my FPS though. Nice. Oh, snap. It's a pretty good charge by that dude. This is such a bad... actually, let's try that. Straight up. What? Ooh. Ah. That weapon is so bad. That's probably what I need to do. Oh, that is so close by that dude. Oh, wow. This kid jetpacks. We'll get up there. Guess gonna get reported, by the way. Oh. You know what? I'm not entirely sure what's up with my FPS right now. I do have, I think I have I mean, obviously my textures look ass, so I have a gameplay config running, but, fuck me. I think the thing is that, I needed a restart before I started streaming, and I just went for it. Ah. Oh no, there was no. Oh, there's the health pack right there. Fuck. I should go res. Man, we're missing a lot of classes. Pyro is pretty tempting though with Scorch Shot and God damn, dude. Go back here. Ah, jeez. I have a custom config that deals with like the deals with whatchamacallit, weapon switches. And these spawns so long. So the USB to jack, that can be helpful. You don't necessarily need it if you don't need it if you're gonna get the wireless. That's my understanding. Nice fucking heavy ambush. Yeah. At least that gives me an idea where their setup is, though. Let's see if I can get around from the top. Gotta support your teammates, you know? Oh, they are up top. Ah, I wasn't on my fucking... That reflect heals. Get that sap, bro. Get that sap. Ah, where's the sap? Alright, I think we're going to play this one out, ladies and gentlemen, and then we're going to call it. I've been streaming for a bit, coming up on 2 hours, and going to need to get some grub plans rolling, or at least figure out what the deal is for dinner. My reflex are so bad. Why is this guy taunting, dude? Fuck off. Do that shit. Ah. Oh. Nah. My reflex are hella bad. Yeah, what's up next, Poland? I needed to reflect and get that kill on that pyro. That would have been the move. Would have been the move. Come on, sap, 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 sap. Oh my god, dude. That sentry gun's gonna be trouble. Classic. Love it. Yeah, the quality is awesome, FP for sure. Oh, oh yeah, I'm gonna report that kid. Harassment. That's what you get for having a naughty name. Okay, that's actually more damage than I usually spit out on Scout, but these kids are standing still, so that's cool. Oh, what was that? Oh, this fucking jerk. Wow. This guy really is a fucking hateful dude. People think it's funny being edgelord. Awesome FP, dude. I will pass that on then for sure, bud. There we go. There's that big damage. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, that's gonna do it for us. We had fun, and well, I hope you guys enjoyed it. We queued for competitive for an hour. Didn't go anywhere, and you know, then we played some pubs, and that was pretty fun. Kind of not too surprising to run into like at least one dude that's like using a lame name or something like that. But whatever. I reported him. Hopefully some other people reported him. And thanks for joining us. So I'm probably gonna be streaming later tonight. Maybe just put in a couple hours of some dotes or something like that. Just want to get some more streams going. Yeah. Thanks so much for tuning in. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.